Amazing. So,
Can I bring anything?
oh, yes, bring something to drink. Oh,
Okay, I'll bring a lot of juice. You want?
Next slide.
Oh. Whew. There we go. Are we on? Are we hearing me? Bit of feedback. There we go. So we've got a few people we can track through history who we can see that in the work of. We can see that in the work of Michelangelo, maybe, or Handel. This is a picture of his Messiah being performed, or maybe Charles Wesley in his hymn writing, or Christina Rossetti, a poet and hymn writer who you might know for In the Bleak Midwinter, or the ones that often come to our mind, C.S. Lewis and his Narnia stories, or J.R. Tolkien and his Lord of the Rings, Shire stories. Then we have slightly more getting up to contemporary time. We see Bob Dylan. Maybe some of you enjoy a bit of Larry Norman, I don't know. We see U2. And then even today, we're seeing interesting things happening like Jesus is King, which was released a couple of years ago by Kanye West. And in our own country, we have the Stormzy as well. But the one artist I wanted to dwell on is this next guy, Nick Park. An artist designed that tune that's playing on that phone right now. He made our lives better. It's not just a dull beep. He's made an interesting and nice tune for us to hear. Anyway, aside from that, Nick Park. He would call himself a Christian. He's been shaped by the gospel of Jesus. And he's the founder of Aardman, who produced Wallace and Gromit amongst anything else. Now, let's just go on to the next slide. Wallace and Gromit. What does that carry as its worldview? Well, Wallace and Gromit suggest that it's okay to laugh and have fun and be silly. They also suggest that family and love and community are precious and worth fighting for. They teach us that self-sacrifice is noble. They teach us that the only reason that you should ever turn anyone away is if they don't like Wensleydale. And they teach us and suggest that we are made to explore the world. We've been put in a world like Adam and Eve were, to go out and make something of it, to be inventive and create and have fun. Now, of course, all these things from Nick Park and all the other artists I mentioned can be seen in other art, but gospel-flavoured art in particular has the ability to lift our eyes up beyond selfishness and pessimism to things that are bigger and more beautiful than ourselves. So, in other words, artists can revive us. Steve Turner, in a quote I've got on another slide, puts it like this, that artists who could call themselves Christian often can be an irritant, disturbing the anthropocentric view that fallen nature naturally gravitates towards. So artists can revive us. But of course, artists need reviving too, and I don't want to spend long on this. You all know that it's been a rough 18 months, and needless to say, many artists are in some cases, desperate need of reviving because live events, concerts, exhibitions, galleries have all been closed, and those who have been trying to pursue a career in making art have been really struggling. They're in need of reviving. So that's why Cornerstone is running Reviving Artists. I may have put a slide here. Okay, we'll have that up there and come back to it. Reviving Artists. Our aim is to be revived by artists as we seek to revive them. So how does that work? Well, we're inviting one artist every month to respond to the idea of reviving and create a new piece of work in whatever genre that might be. So there's going to be some poetry, some painting, some songwriting, and God willing, many more as the months go on. The artists who do that receive a financial gift from us, just a one-off financial gift. People can give to the project, as well as obviously the platform we give them hosting the work they make on our website. And also, as the project goes on, and as COVID allows appropriately, we would like to have all the artists together to have a week or a weekend where we can come in and see the work they've made and chat to them and have an event in the evening where the performers, as part of it, can show off. Yeah, they're performers. Performers show off. They can show off what they've made. So in terms of, sorry, I'll just go back there for a second if we can. Just in terms of what everyone watching here tonight can do, you can get involved by praying for the project, you can share and like and all that in the social media, what you're seeing. When we have live events, you can invite your neighbours in to experience those, or just share the website with them. And there's the opportunity as well to donate on the website, Cornerstone /Reviving Artists will get you there. I just wanted to give you a small extract from the first bit of reviving art that's been made by Catherine, who's a poet, which is available to view on our website now, which I didn't have my glasses on, so I'll just go over here to read it. It will finish without really ending at all, but the story is easier to tell in pieces. So you start each section small, rolling paint onto dedicated squares on the wall over and over again. Your strokes like waves of an ocean filled with cautious hope. Enough coats for solid coverage. This application of the new, is also revival. So that's just one way that one artist has begun to think and picture what revival might mean for us. And we look forward to seeing many more takes on reviving as we go. And I think we have just another slide. Here are just some prayer points for everyone. So thank God when you're praying for all the artists who are influencing the stories our culture is listening to. And really pray for Christians who are on the front line in this industry. A lot of industries are difficult, but the arts can often be a dark and a difficult place and a very secular place to be someone who loves Jesus in and who wants to tell people about him. And please pray for a great response and a connection in with this project from our local community. Many non-Christians might come in and see how the gospel is transforming every corner of people's lives, and would get excited about that and want to hear more about the gospel and about Jesus. And pray, of course, for all the artists who are going to be involved. Pray that they would feel revived, and that they would be reminded more of the revival found in Jesus as they work through the project. And I suppose I didn't put it there, but you can pray for all the logistics I'm handling as that goes on. So that's the end of my talk bit. If you have any questions before we go to pray, be very welcome to hear them. I might not have any good answers for you.
Maybe just, well, firstly, thank you for what you've said. It's been very informative and useful. I think maybe just a comment, which I guess reinforces really what you're saying. In years past, it was often said by some people that television just reflected society, but really it actually shapes society rather than just reflect society. And as you've said, with the various examples like Wells and Grommet, etc., you know, how these ideas that are underpinned by Christian values are being shown. I've lost my train of thought, but basically, yes, it's a lot of what we're basically influenced subconsciously, I think, our thinking by what's around us for good or for bad. And so effectively, you know, the Christian values that are being put out through the Christian artists are actually having a positive effect, although people may not be aware of it. And in the same way, some of the other things we have in society having a negative effect would be my thinking.
Thanks, Ian. And just for anyone maybe on the live stream who didn't pick that up, that Ian was just going a bit further with that idea, if it's fair to say, Ian, that people are influenced a lot by the art they're consuming, and maybe in ways that they aren't aware of. And the stories we tell are so important. Maybe just to build on what you mentioned, Ian, it's often important to remember people working at the coalface in any organisation, really, because you know that one Christian in an office who can display love, can display the values that they have from Jesus and can display Jesus himself, can have a profound impact on that area of their workforce, and that has a knock-on effect throughout the whole company they work for. So even artists who are on the coalface, you know, who are painting sets maybe, or who are researching things for shows you've never heard of, can have a profound effect on the stories that our society ends up consuming, I suppose. Great, thank you, Ian. Were there any other comments? Yeah?
I have a question. Has this kind of organising this project inspired you personally to, I don't know, write something or post something to do with your Bible?
Absolutely, I think so, yes. It's hard to answer it beyond that, because I'm not exactly sure what that would be yet, but part of the joy of this has been exploring the idea of revival with every artist who's come in, and the different takes on it, like Catherine ended up with in that poem, have been yeah, been fascinating, and the chance to explore one of those a bit deeper is something I would consider, yeah.
Is there an artist Christian fellowship, a bit like a medical Christian fellowship at all in the UK?
Yes, so there are a few organisations. One works as part of the CU's Christian Unions. UCCF have a stream for art students, which is fantastic. There's also Morphe Arts, MORPHE, if you want to look them up. They are more of a network of Christian artists. And within our own city, Sputnik is one small group of artists who meet together to work out how their faith intersects with their daily practice. So, yeah. Question at the back.
Or common. I was going to say Simon West might have been here tonight as well, things have worked out. He's involved with the Wayfarer Trust, which is also Christian arts foundation.
Yeah, great. And just for anyone on the live stream, seeing as I'm speaking into a mic, that was just Neil reminding us Simon West is involved in Wayfarers, who are another trust who are looking to support Christian artists. So that's great. Okay, if that's everything, I think we'll move into a time of praying now. Thanks.